Welcome or welcome back to One Mat Series. My name is Mihail from Broadview Fitness. One Mat series of videos are full body workouts that you can do without any equipment. I do, however, recommend one mat. A standard yoga mat will help you with the ritual of setting down your mat, setting aside distractions, and setting your mind to the task at hand, improving your body. In this episode, we're going to start with a whole new workout. However, we will include some exercises from previous episodes. We're also going to slow down the pace just a little bit. This will give you a chance to really settle into the movements. For those of you that want greater intensity, feel free to pick up the pace, go at your own speed, and get a couple of extra reps in by the time the rest of us catch up, and we'll move on to the next exercise together. Let's start with a warm-up. For our warm-up, we'll come back to the movements that we did in episode 1. 5 cat-camels, 5 knee push-ups, flipping onto your back, 5 neutral bridges with a 5-second hold, then coming to a V-sit hold with 5 crunches. Let's start with the cat-camels. In a tabletop position, hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, focusing on your pelvis, tucking in with the exhale. Every time you come up, bring in the belly button high as if trying to touch your spine with your belly button. Keeping that abdominal engagement, come out to a full plank position from the knees, however. So knees to shoulders in one line, lower, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flipping over onto your back. Feet are hip width apart, knees tracking right up to the hips, peeling the pelvis off the ground, nice and high, 5 times. 1. Holding up for 5 seconds, squeezing your glutes, sending your hips nice and high while keeping the belly button in, engaged and supporting your lower back. Lower down. Bring the knees into your chest, give them a squeeze and rock up. And if you need, you can do 2 or 3 rocks to really get yourself up to sitting or in your balanced position. Bring the shins to at least parallel with the floor. If you're able, go even higher. But we'll start with just parallel with the floor and reach out long. Exhale. One more. We're going to hold up nice and high. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Get low. 5, 4, 3, 2. Excellent. Coming back to the cat-camels 5 times. Good. Now taking that forward to a knee push-up. Inhale, lower the body, exhale, up. And 3, and 4, and 5. Getting off of the wrists and shoulders. Relaxing back onto the floor, pressing through your heels, pushing the hips up to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, and holding up nice and high, hold 5, 4, 3, relax your neck and shoulders, coming down, bring the knees in tight, rock up to your V-sit, long, crunch 1, crunch 2, 3, 4, holding up 5, 4, 3, nice and high, good, stretch it out, beautiful. We'll stick to just 2 rounds of that, we'll come up and go into our sun salutations. Bring your feet nice and close together, stretching up, touch the ceiling. Exhale, let the weight of your head carry you down. Peeling each vertebrae one at a time, spilling over down towards the floor. Bend your knees so you can get your hands on the floor. Step out to a plank. Send the hips back to downward dog. Exhale, coming through that plank, and as if someone grabs your rib cage, going to an up dog position. You should not be feeling your lower back here. So if you are, engage the abdominals a little bit, reduce the curve of the lower back. Push back to downward dog, and little baby steps forward, taking your heels towards the floor, Excellent. Bending the knees, tucking your pelvis underneath you and rolling up. Shoulders back. One more time. Big breath in. Exhale, coming down. Bend the knees enough so you can get your hands onto the floor. Stepping back to a plank. Hips back. Chest forward. Exhale back. And this time use your hands to push yourself back onto your feet. Get a little bit of shoulder work in there. Bending the knees, rolling up. Really curve your back all the way up. The head is the last thing to come up. Excellent. Now that the body's warm, let's go into our first circuit. Similar to episode 2, our first circuit is actually going to be one movement that has several components to it. We're going to build off of what we were doing in our sun salutation. We're going to work our way towards a full jump burpee. So you'll start on one side of your mat and we'll start building our way up. So first part, come down into a little ball. If you find that it's challenging for you to get your hands onto the floor near your feet, take the hands out a little bit in front of you so you can shift the weight forward. Step out to a plank, step back in, and come back up. Try that one more time. Down to a ball, out to a plank, back in, back up. The next step is down to a ball, hop out to a plank, hop in, stand up. Down to a little ball, out to a plank, hop in, stand up. One of the more challenging elements of this is from that ball, coming out to a plank. One of the ways to give yourself a little bit more room is to start a little further back from the edge of your mat. Come down to a ball, but put your hands out in front. This means that your feet are almost halfway to the plank already. And when you come back in, jump back to where you were, push back onto your feet, and stand up. Let's do that 2 more times. Down, out, in, up. Down, out, in, up. Now let's add the jump. Down, out, in, jump. Down, out, in, jump. Pick your variation, and let's do 5 all together. Here we go. Down, out, in, jump. 1, down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. So that will be our mini circuit number 1. Mini circuit number 2. We're going to bring back the step outside lunges from episode 1, or we're going to superset them with mountain climbers. Step outside lunge. Start on one side of your mat, feet together, toes pointing forward. Step out, toes still pointing forward, bending the knee, sticking your hips out. Step back together. Out, together. Out, together. Now the feet don't need to come right together, just back within hip width. 3 points to focus on. Number 1, your toes are always pointing forward. Number 2, the leg that's not stepping out stays straight the entire time. And number 3, as with most squats, you're going to send your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Now I like to take my hands forward, and most people do, to try to counterbalance the weight of their hips as you come together. Step it out. Other side. 1. We're aiming for 10 repetitions on each side. That's 3. Reminder of the 3 points. Toes forward, legs straight, hips are back. 4 more together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, we go right into mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are more or less a variation on a plank, but it's far more dynamic. You come into a plank position, you bring one knee into the chest, tuck it in tight, and then switch. Switch. The goal is to do this for 30 seconds. Now, some of you have this down, the movement feels comfortable, so you're able to pick up the pace. Trying to make sure to keep the hips down. You don't want to start stepping in closer and closer for your butt to rise. Come back down, keep it down, driving the knee in. Pretend there's a target right between your elbows and you're going hit, 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 hit. Let's do 5 more seconds. 3, 2, Excellent. Coming back. Catch your breath. We'll go into circuit number 3. Mini circuit number 3. We're going to come back to a movement that we did in episode 1, starting with alternating squat jumps, going wide and center. As a reminder, feet, when you're in the center position, are as if on train tracks, right underneath your hips. Imagine where your bones come right up, boom, right in the middle of your hips here. Then when you jump out to a wide position, point your feet roughly 45 degrees out to each side, so you're coming out. And the knees go where the feet are. Alternating. 1, 2. Now again, I like to keep my hands forward to counterbalance the weight of my hips, sitting back and down. Focus on the down movement. Don't worry so much about a high jump. You want to think more about squat, squat, squat. Good. If you're finding this too challenging, one of the options to bring it into somewhere you can get a little more comfortable is to do 5 squats in the center. On the 5th one, you're going to switch and go out to the wider position and go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Whichever variation you choose to do is fine. Either way, you're going to get a good leg burn and that heart rate going. Part number 2. In episode 1, we did a side plank. Today, we're going to focus more on the abductors while still doing the side plank. 2 options. We'll start with variation number 1, which is a little bit more accessible. Bottom leg is bent. You come out to a nice straight line in the side plank, and you come up for 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, making sure the hip stays high. 8, 9, 10. Just like with the side planks, if you're having trouble with balance, keep the hand down. Take it over to the other side. On this side, I'll show you the harder variation. Whichever variation you choose, do the same thing on both sides. You don't want one side working harder than the other. You'll find yourself walking in circles all day. So, bottom knee is bent. This is variation number 1. To make it more challenging, take the foot straight, go out to a full side plank, keep the hand down for balance, or bring it up. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Last part, you lie on your back. Shoulders get to relax. Take the feet up in the air, and you can bring the hands underneath the hips again. Now you're going to reach the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. 1, a little ab thruster. 2, 3, 4, and you're going for 10 reps. Couple of things to keep in mind. It's okay for your hands to be pushing onto the floor. It's not going to take away from the ab movement. If you find it too hard to initiate the push from just standing still, allow your legs to come down a little bit and then swing up. Give yourself a little bit of momentum. As you get stronger, you'll be able to kind of stop here and just push it straight up. But for now, give yourself a little bit of a swing. 10 reps, ab thrusters. Final part, mini circuit number 4. We're going to start with a plank, side step, or side hop, depending on where you're at. So you'll start in a plank position, and we'll start with just a step, about 30 seconds worth. Step out to one side, then to the other side. You're going roughly the width of the mat and have your body rotate with you. If this feels comfortable, take it to a hop. Now most of you will find that this is as far as you're going to want to go. If you're really feeling it, take it to one foot. Do half the hops on one foot, switch feet, back to the other foot. For those of you that want to challenge yourself, you can go to the 2 feet, and if you're finding it's just too much, go back to the step. But stay in there for the full 30 seconds. Then we get off the shoulders, onto your back. You can leave the hands down, giving you that support underneath the pelvis. Take both knees tight into the chest. One leg long. Little bicycle movement. Focusing on the belly button in. Keeping a nice, comfortable pace, and your focus should be on your abdominals. You should be very mindful of your lower back leaving the floor. If you're finding that your back is starting to fall up, you're going to start feeling pain there, so keep your pelvis in, lift the feet up a little bit. The lower the feet go, the more strain you're going to have, so the abs are going to have to be very strong. So start it up a little higher. If you're finding this is easy, take the hands up above your head. If you're finding this, you want more, bring it up, add a twist. Good. 30 seconds of each. If you don't have a timer, do roughly 30 of each movement. So for the first one, side step, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And for this one, leg extensions, 1, 2, 3, and so forth to 30. Those are all 4 mini circuits. Now let's go into our super circuit. So now it's time for the super circuit. We do every exercise from mini circuit 1 to mini circuit 4, back to back with no rest. If you found that you still need a little bit of time to really settle into the movements, click the link below and go back to mini circuit number 1, go through the exercises with the explanations. If you're ready to go, we'll start with the burpees with a little jump. Here we go, mini circuit number 1. I'm going to do the first 5 without the jump, second 5 with the jump. Give you a chance to see both variations. Number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, down to a ball. 5, here we go with the jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Part 1, moving into part number 2. Side step lunge, 1. 10 repetitions on each side. Remember the points, toes point forward, leg stays straight, hips go back. Good, here we go for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Take it over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, reach the hips low, 4, hips down, halfway there, here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch it over, mountain climbers. For these ones, find a nice clean plank, but go at your own pace. Roughly 30 seconds, we're gonna do 60 mountain climbing changes. 1, 10, 20, 30, halfway, 40, drive the knees, last 20, 50, last 10, good, awesome job. Coming up, alternating squat jumps. Center, 1, 2, 3, 4, keep thinking down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10, beautiful, side plank, abductors. 2 variations, I'll do 1 on each side. First, lower level, bottom knee is bent, 1, 2, 10 times, focusing on the hip. 6, 7, if you're having trouble with the balance, leave your fingers down. Good, switch it up to the other side. On this side, I'll show you the more advanced variation. The bottom knee goes straight now, coming up to a side plank. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're having trouble with the balance, keep it to hand. If not, bring the hand up high. 8, 9, beautiful, nice. Take it onto your back. Ab thrusters for 10. Legs are up to the ceiling. Make a mark on the ceiling with the soles of your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. Coming back to the plank. Side step. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. If this is okay, take it to the house. Halfway there. Abs in, hips are down. Keep on breathing. Awesome. 3, 2, beautiful. Back onto your back, off the shoulders. Here we go with the bicycle. You can start it and keep it here. If you like, make it more challenging. Keep the hands just off the floor. Keep driving the knees in, just like the mountain climbers. If you really want to go for it, bring the body up. You can add a twist. 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it out. Nice. Grab a sip of water, and if you're done, we'll get in some stretches. If not, hit that button, set up the super circuit one more time, and get to it. Great job. Thank you for trying out One Mat series. I hope you enjoyed yourself. You'll find a list of all the exercises in the description below. You'll also find my website and email address. Feel free to contact me with questions, comments, or suggestions. I plan on adding new workouts regularly, so if you enjoy what we're doing here, please subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.